going to go ahead and change our perspective of you here. And of course, today is September 30th Day. And just a reminder of it, it's a very, very important day. And you were probably around when the September 11th attacks took place like 24 years ago. And just a reminder, folks, a moment of prayer, moment of reflection, of course, really, really super important day, folks. And with that, of course, how things have changed since that moment in time. And I can distinctly remember coming home and one of my children was just a baby, the other two not born yet, and just a lot of opportunity for reflection about that. And that'll be more tomorrow on Patriot Day, September 11th. So we're going to go ahead and carry on with the show. And of course, some breaking news, rather terrible news that a conservative talk show host, Charlie Kirk, which was shot in Utah. And I'm bringing that to your attention for no other reason than um, there just really isn't a place for violence. Folks, make no question about it that our Western culture is based on the basic concept of free speech, free ideas, free understanding, whether you like it or not. They're important because part of an open society really is about being exposed to all different angles beyond an issue. And some of the speech, let's face it, drives every single one of us nuts, but it's also critical to our civilization and, of course, the political environment here. So we don't need extremism. What we do need is thoughtful, caring people who most definitely are in a position where they're just trying to learn. And hey, if you don't like what somebody's saying, it doesn't get much easier than that. Just turn the station, turn them down, turn them off, and of course, that open dialogue really does play an important role in our society. So we just want to make sure that we're thoughtful in a way, and most definitely being the kind of people who recognize that there really isn't a place for the violence. And of course, this isn't the first, and maybe as part of the society we live in right now. Hey, there he is. Hey, and guess what? You are back by popular demand. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining the Economic Report. It's Brian here, and we're just reflecting on a couple of things here. One of them reflecting on September 11th, of course, and the other thing we were reflecting on, of course, dealing with a shooting of Charlie Kirk, who's a talk show host, and these are just talking about the things that matter, and it matters very much that we have a civil society, that we have a society where people are able to actually openly discuss ideas. And listen, I don't agree with half the stuff that I hear if I choose to listen, but the fact is that uh, trying to silence speech with a gun or silence it some other way, like taking away somebody's free speech, really is kind of a loser. And that's maybe one of the things I wanted to be on about today, was just maybe talk about these things because they really do matter, and they matter a ton. And of course, you know, today's the day before Patriot Day. Patriot Day, of course, 24 years later, and I can distinctly remember where I was at that point in time and place. One of my coworkers had come by. Hey, you know what? Pretty darn awesome here, pal. That's even maybe better. If you have anything to share, I'd appreciate that as well, because the fact is, it's really it's a critical moment here as well, because it was I remember coming home and seeing my kids, one of my children sleeping, the other two not born yet. But boy, just think about how the world's changed since in the last 24 years, and some very, very powerful moments. I'd say that maybe that moment in history really kind of helped shape a generation, like the world before September 11th, and of course the world after September 11th. And that's maybe a critical component to keep in mind as well. And if you have something to share, please do so, because your opinion, your thoughts really do matter here on this channel. And with that, we can go on and start covering some of the news stories today that we did want to cover. Of course, today my long form video came out. The long form video dealing specifically with the um, sorry, I didn't sleep well last night. A long form video dealing specifically with changes at the Fed, and of course, the way that crypto will be having an effect here. That video comes out tomorrow. Today we had one about yesterday's Social Security as well. So just make sure you know that these things are coming out here on a regular basis, and we are trying to be true to our audience. What I'm going to try to do is get these videos set on a consistent time, like they come out at 9 a.m. on a regular basis. That is Eastern Standard Time. And of course, allowing the audience to go rolling with that as well. It seemed maybe like the best approach to go ahead and do this on a more daily basis. I am going to tinker with the structure here for the lives as well, because I think we can have a much bigger impact with the lives doing these on a consistent basis. And number two, and equally as important, is making sure that I have maybe some more visuals here. And so I've been working with a couple of different platforms, tinkering with those and see what would be most effective for the audience. Of course, what allows me to deliver the best quality product to people, and of course, ones that matter and matter very much. It's kind of what we're looking at here. And so the economic report always tries to take the things that matter and matter a ton. Of course, that's Wall Street economics and DC politics, and bringing things down to Main Street where it matters a ton. So that's kind of where we're at today as well. And with that, we can go into the today's story a little bit. And of course, the story that I'm kind of giving you a little bit of a teaser on is the role cryptocurrency is going to play in the upcoming economy. You know that the Senate Banking Committee had a very staunch anti-crypto person by the name of Sherrod Brown, Ohio. He and Elizabeth Warren had gone to great lengths to really tap down any possibilities of crypto coming up and being taken mainstream. But of course, Bernie Moreno was elected from Ohio. There's Senator Scott from South Carolina that is in charge of the banking committee as well. And of course, that crypto legislation was pushed on through and has really done some things here to bring crypto into main space in America. And of course, not only that, we're talking about the whole entire concept of blockchain, that the United States must be a leader there. That's what the President of the United States says. I don't know. Are you a holder of crypto, and are you comfortable with the blockchain? And a part of me says that it's the most amazing technology that will be the rails of transactions, and of course, encrypted messages that can't be taken. And that data is really important, that all your personal data will in some way, shape, or form be stored on the blockchain at one point in time, whether they're transactions, whether it's your personal data, etc., healthcare information. Kind of super cool concept there, right? But obviously, there's another part of this, and you start hearing all kinds of stuff about crypto and what crypto's really going to do here. And I share that with you because, of course, people like Warren Buffett have secretly or maybe even openly said that they don't know if crypto is going to end well. If you're familiar with the tulips story of the Netherlands back in the 1600s, there was a huge rush on, believe it or not, tulip bulbs. And the fact is that so many people jumped in on the tulip bulbs and bid them up to astronomical prices, including like an entire year salary on tulip bulbs, only to have that market come crashing down. Some people say that what exactly is crypto? What is a Dogecoin? What are some of these other cryptos that are out there, and do they really have an application, or is it a developer who's getting rich quick? And there's somebody else who's going to be left holding the bag. I do not have an answer for you, but what I can tell you is there are some legislation and records going in that are going to keep these the crypto. There's going to be some safe rails there, which is part of what the Security Exchange Commission has done some work on, and of course, legislation has been passed by Congress. So it is a kind of an interesting story to pay attention to, and you do want to make sure you're following that as well. And of course, that's the kind of stuff we do here at the Economic Report. We spend a considerable amount of time taking Wall Street economics and DC politics and bringing these down to Main Street, because these are the things that matter, and they really do matter a ton. So beyond that, I'm going ahead and finishing off here with just once again, remember to be thoughtful and kind to other people, folks. And if there's anything that comes out of the Charlie Kirk story, and I wish we didn't even have a story like that today, but the bottom line is you want to be kind to people, you want to smile, and you don't know what's going on in their heads as much, but you know that you can have an impact, once again, folks. And while we hear a pretty constant flow of negative news when you have the news on, I want to remind you that most of the people out there are good. Most of the information we have to share is good. And the average person is a very, very decent human being. So I want to make sure that we're sharing that, because those are the things that we need to be aware of, because I really do believe every single show the same way, saying we're fighting is the one between our ears over our thoughts, our actions, and our attitude. And if you have a chance to say hi to somebody, smile, make their day, because I think the world needs it. And I share that with you because it really is an important thing to take into consideration. At the end of the day, we're all in this together, and the sooner we realize it, the better off we are. So it's Brian at the Economic Report. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place, and same channel. Have a great day.